As I had discovered so many years ago, driving across the country, moonlight was my favorite watch. Alone on deck, tethered to the binnacle if the waters were rough, the shooting stars were so close I found myself ducking at times. It was wondrous to contemplate the vastness, infinity, and my own mortality. These nights were exquisite, and looking at these glowing, brilliant stars, many that had given up their lives centuries ago, always made me think of just how small and fragile I was. Sometimes those night watches caused me much melancholy. I wondered, amid all this beauty, how could one be sad? No matter how encompassing the darkness, it always gave way to the brightness of the morning. We made a leg east to Miami via the Virgin Islands. We should never have left the comforts of the marina in St. Lucia. There was a massive storm ahead, but we had no way of knowing. As usual, our weather fax was not working. But had we not sailed into near doom, I would have been deprived of a chance meeting with a truly most interesting man. We were on a good reach somewhere east of St. Lucia between Antigua and Martinique. The day was clear with a light breeze. We seldom turned on the engine, even if the winds were fair. The grinding sounds of that iron jenny were such an intrusion on the senses. Interrupting the murmuring wind in the rigging was a sacrilege. We trolled a line for fish when the going was slow enough, and at mid-morning Captain Ed caught an impressive wahoo, which we were looking forward to grilling that evening. Much like the weather fax, the refrigerator was not working, but there was ice in the chest. In went the fish until evening. In fact, it would be 2 days before I saw that beautiful fish again. By mid-afternoon, the air had taken on a more menacing demeanor. Captain Ed checked the barometer. It was starting to drop, not a good sign. Earlier we had seen a few thunderstorms on the horizon, but they were small and scattered. The winds were easterly, and the clouds to the west were not so much a concern. As the afternoon progressed, we figured the weather would continue to move further away. We figured wrong. Soon the storm clouds started building, stacking themselves on top of one another like a huge layer cake, obscuring the sun. The squall line advanced, the barometer dropped precipitously, and then an ominous silence fell upon us. We knew what was coming, a dangerous squall. We immediately dropped sail and hoisted the storm jib. We went around the deck, lashing everything down, put on our foul weather gear, and laid out the safety lines fore and aft, and, of course, attached tethers. It was now time to secure below, but we'd run out of time. We could smell it, that unmistakable electrical odor of lightning about to strike, and then it did, stabbing the building sea with a vengeance. It was time to turn on the engine. We'd need to have better steerage in the roiling, directionless sea. The wind then picked up and started to batter us, gusting up to 40 knots and then faster. Captain Ed tried to turn over the engine, no luck, and then tried again to no avail. Make that 3 things that weren't working on that boat that day. Wonderful. We were now running under bare poles and heading downwind with a high sea on our ass. Then our electrical went out. We were now a ghost ship, screaming downwind, barely under control, and with no instrumentation. We couldn't get below. The cockpit had taken on water, and we were weary, hungry, and hoping the storm gods would offer us a small respite.